let's go with the Lakers next.
They almost made my list for what it's worth.
Yeah, the Lakers are currently 6th in the West. They're 22-17. They're the only team in the top 10 in the Western Conference that has a negative point differential currently. Oh boy. They have made one move already to acquire Dorian Finney-Smith. I think that was a good deal to get off of the D'Angelo Russell experience, to go get a guy that like really fits in terms of knocking down threes and being able to, shoot 40% from distance and have some defensive flexibility, versatility, everything like that. They also have picks to trade. Like they have multiple picks that they can move if they want to. They also have a number of contracts that they can move. They had Jared Vanderbilt's deal that they can move. They have Gabe Vincent's deal. Yep. They have Rui Hachimura's deal. Like they have a lot of those like mid-tier contracts that they can move. I've seen more people speculate about moving Austin Reeves, but like to me, like Austin Reeves on $12 million a year, like solves more problems than he helps by moving him. Yeah. So I think it's like either a Vincent, a Vanderbilt, maybe a Max Christie, a Rui, like something like that. Some of their mid-tier deals for a guy that like just kind of fits a little bit better with what they have. I mean, the name that I've brought up a lot is Bruce Brown. I think Bruce Brown makes a ton of sense for the Lakers. They just need to do something though. Like they can't get by. There are two ways that the Lakers could go, in my opinion. They could go and try and fix the perimeter defense, or they can try and fix the interior defense. You could try to do both. Obviously, if you want to, you can try and go get a big and a small. But if I was them, I would be trying to fix at least one of those two teams before the deadline.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I think I would lean into the perimeter defense, go get somebody that can take on those matchups. Max Christie, has been taking those, been trying to do that. But I think if you find someone that can start with Reeves, with LeBron, with AD, and take those matchups, maybe Christie then can go to the bench. Maybe he still starts. Maybe you have two of those guys in the starting lineup now. I think I would just feel comfortable saying like, listen, AD, you got to clean up everything in the paint. LeBron, you got to do stuff as an off-ball defender and weak side rim protector and stuff like that. You have Dorian, DFS off the bench. Connects kind of hit a, rough stretch here, scoring the basketball. So I would go with the perimeter fix, I think is what I would do for them. The scary thing is like they do have a couple holes, right? Like you do have a backup big issue as well to really feel comfortable about. I don't know if they can go fix both or not. Like I don't know if they have they do have you mentioned the contracts and the draft capital to do it, but I think I would try to patch in the perimeter stuff first. If I found another deal that I like to bring in a backup five, maybe that also. But I think the perimeter is where I would look.
I think it's just going to be easier for them to fix the problem on the perimeter than it will be in the front court. Like, I mean, I do wonder if they're like do we try and bail out set like Phoenix with a Nurkic landing spot? Like, are they willing to do, Gabe Vincent and something for Nurkic? Like, that doesn't feel like a good idea to me, to be clear. I think that's a terrible idea for the Lakers.
That doesn't move the needle at all, right? Like, I mean, I guess but
he's like a bigger body for them that they could like play at times. You could play him like 15 minutes a night.
Sure.
Like something like that, right? I'm not saying it's a good idea. I think it's a bad idea, to be clear. But I wonder if they're a team that's looking for a big that would be like, okay, like maybe we will, just take this flyer and see if, he gets back to being a decent player. Yeah, I mean, to me, the perimeter is just going to be a little bit easier. Like Bruce Brown is the perfect player for this. And they've had Bruce Brown interest previously. If you can find a way to make that happen, I would like maybe it costs a late first, like of value, but I don't know that it would, in all honesty. He hasn't played so well for Toronto since he's been back that you're going to get like immense value necessarily. Bruce Brown has been the same player since Denver. Bruce is just a player where like you have to have a fucking tried and true plan that like works perfectly for him in order to get the most out of him. And honestly, like I don't even know if the Lakers like work in that respect, but I do know that he would lift their perimeter defense and would really help them just be able to guard opposing like good players.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I know, like, I feel like Lakers, whenever I listen to a front office show, and obviously they get a lot of Lakers conversation over there because of Trevor Lane. I feel like the Jazz is always a team that, they are talking about because it's like the Walker Kessler, potentially, Colin Sexton combination.
The Jazz aren't going to move Kessler. Like it's not, like they have no reason to move Walker Kessler.
And so I feel like that's not the deal. So they're tough. Like I don't see the move that makes me go, okay, I feel like they're in the same class. Definitely not of the Thunder, but even of some of the teams above them, like that we've already talked about, the Grizzlies, the Nuggets, even the Rockets, that are above them in the conference. So they're in a tough spot. I think AD has to continue to play the way he has all year. Hopefully you get more from LeBron down the stretch and in the playoffs on the defensive end. Austin Reeves, and then maybe, like you say, maybe you can improve that defense with a piece, but I don't know. They feel like you have to make a move, like you have to try something. And we said this when they made the DFS deal that we liked it as long as it wasn't the only move, as long as there was another move coming as well to kind of filter out all of this other. We'll see if there is one to be made.
Yeah, you know what? The Lakers are really tight up against the apron here. Like they can't even really do a Nurkic move now that I'm looking at it. So that's out. Like that's good. That's just out. So Rob can't even make that mistake. So that's good. Yeah, look, like this is why like I felt like this conversation would be short. It's just that they need to go do something at the end of the day. Like the Lakers either need to like trade LeBron or they need to go get help on the perimeter and be able to or like on the interior and fix their defense. That's just kind of the move here at this point for them. They have to do one or the other to me. They can't just like sit here in sixth place and like waste away, with no chance to win the title, but also no chance to, actually get a good draft pick and be able to rebuild after this. So do something, Lakers. You have a couple of options here. It just has to be one of the two routes.
What's that pick with it? Is there protections on the pick to Atlanta?
On the pick to Atlanta, are there protections?
Atlanta has that Lakers pick now that was in New Orleans, right?
Let me look. They do have a first round pick from the Lakers. That is right. They have a 2025 first round pick from the Lakers.
Completely unprotected?
I believe that it's unprotected, but let me confirm that while we're going. It is an unprotected first. That is correct.
Okay. All right.
And then I believe that they can move their 2029 and 2031 first rounders at this point. So that's where they sit in terms of deals. The other question that was asked earlier, let me see if I can find it, is would you move Dalton Connect? Would you consider moving Dalton Connect for the right price? I would have no problem moving Dalton Connect if I was getting the right player, but it would have to be a really, really good player.
Yeah.
Right. Like somebody that like really, really significantly helps them.
Yeah, sure.